everyone. So welcome to the first Coffee and Chat live on YouTube. I did this on Monday on Instagram, and wow, just the perfect timing for next door neighbors. Oh, it was a motorcycle. Okay, never mind. There was like this loud noise that just came on right as I went live. I'm like, really? So if you're tuning in, welcome. I'm going to do it pretty similarly to what I did on Instagram on Monday, which is where I come on live and you come on and we just talk about anything you want to talk about, because I'm in this weird transitional season in my life right now where I am, I'm not doing any kind of long form content at the moment, or at least last week was the last long YouTube video that I've done, and I've kind of taken a break from a lot of things because we are selling this current home that we're in and in the process of buying a new home. So that also means there's going to be a new office space coming really soon, and it's all exciting and it's all really, really overwhelming and also really, really exhausting. It's super exhausting to get your house looking nice for pictures. And then it's also exhausting to go out with your realtor and go, do we like this home? Is this within our budget? Is this what we're really looking for? And that's a lot. And now we're kind of at a time crunch to get a house, because we have now passed inspection point in our house selling process, and and they're gonna want to move into this house soon, and so we're like, oh crap, now we need a home to go into. And and that has just been a lot. Which is why it seems like I've been really, really quiet on my end. But I don't want to be quiet. I want to be available to you guys in whatever capacity that looks like for the time being. This could mean, that I just come on live and you come on here and you ask me questions. It could be anything about online teaching. It could be about Chrome Music Lab, or we can just chat. I've experienced a lot of life as someone who is in their 30s. Maybe some of you are younger, and maybe my dogs have just decided to play with me. In case you didn't know, I have 2 dogs. They're brother and sister, and I mean biologically they're brother and sister as well. So they're just, hey, do you mind? Or do you want to say hello? Do you want to say hello? Maybe you don't want to say hello. So they're a little busy right now, so please don't mind them. But I'm still here. I'm still available to come on these lives. I'm going to do this every week. So on here, it's going to be every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless something crazy happens. And then I'm going to do Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram. So whichever, or maybe you'll tune into this and you'll be like, hey, I saw you're live on Instagram on Monday and I wanted to come on here and do it for the Thursday live. And that's exciting. And so many of you had requested that Thursdays around this time works best for you. If it doesn't, and you're maybe watching the replay on this, can you let me know down below? Maybe I could pick a better time instead of now, that sort of thing. But I'll kind of go over a little bit about what I talked a little bit about over on Instagram, which a lot of that was me, not a lot of questions were brought up during that live, and that's okay. I did talk a little bit about online teaching in terms of just how everything's going with ALLSCHOOL. If you're currently an online teacher, what's something that you could be doing right now in preparation for summer camps coming up. So those are just some things that I'm going to briefly talk about as people are slowly coming in. And, and if you are coming in now, make sure to say hello in the chats, and I'll make sure to give you a shout out on there. But I just, I kind of want to give you a little update about ALLSCHOOL, because I know many of you who follow or subscribe to my channel, you subscribe to my channel because of my ALLSCHOOL videos, and you want to stay in touch with that, because for the longest time I was kind of the ALLSCHOOL lady. I made all the videos about ALLSCHOOL and why you should apply to it. And, it's really weird because, like, at the beginning of the year, I planned on just taking a short sabbatical from online teaching, like with the exception of just a few private students, like outside of ALLSCHOOL that I meet with. Aside from that, like, I have not been teaching on ALLSCHOOL. I haven't really been teaching on ALLSCHOOL. I mean, I still teach on ALLSCHOOL with flex classes, but it's like semi-passive for that. So, and the thing is, I may push out posts to families for my flex classes, but they don't really ask any questions or say anything in return. And not that they're supposed to, but, it's just kind of one of those things like, okay, well, I try to encourage you to make this more than just watching a teacher teach a subject on a video and that's it. Try to make it more than just watching a YouTube video for the kids on ALLSCHOOL. But anyways, I've been taking a sabbatical and just kind of taking it easy and kind of focusing on content creating and TPT. But then my husband and I decided, hey, I think actually now is a really good time to sell and buy a new house, which completely took me by surprise that that would happen, and that it was just sort of like, oh, okay. So now it feels like I'm taking a break from a lot of stuff. And how long, I don't know, because I mean, hopefully it won't be too much longer, because the buyer is pending on this house to like make this their house, and we are not pending on a new house at the current moment, because every time we try to put in an offer on a house, we would get outbidded. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it is so stressful. And so we're kind of on a time crunch for that. But I just thought, like, when we are over here, we're over here just thinking like, okay, well, we gotta get a house. Like, how can we find the next house and not overlap to where we basically go homeless and all this jazz? So it has been a lot. It has been a lot in terms of finding a house and all this stuff. It's a lot, my friends. So, taking a much longer break from, it feels like a lot, except for these lives, which I still want to be intentional with you all. I still want to serve you in the best capacity possible, even if it's not with long content format or even short-term short content form, excuse me. I still want to serve you in that capacity, because it's one of these things that I feel like I can get really personal with a lot of you all and really, really hear from you guys, like, what is it that you're actually wanting from me? Like, there is a reason why you subscribe to my channel, why we are almost to 2K on this channel. Like, what is your reason for following me on YouTube? And tell me what you want to see from me. Like, once everything starts to settle, Like, what does that look like? You know, what does that look like for you in terms of how I can help you? Because at the end of the day, you know, people want to follow other people because they're of service, that that person helped them in some capacity. Or if you said, hey, I want to see this type of video, and I give that to you, like, whatever that looks like. I mean, that's why the coffee and chats, you know, it's just an opportunity for you to come in and we talk, you know, and you ask questions. And, you know, and I want to do this weekly, like I said, until things are settled and that we are able to record in a new background. I mean, like, it is kind of crazy that I mean, probably a month from now we'll be recording in a new house. And, you know, and so, like, I'm very curious, like, because I have some ideas on what I want to do for, like, a new office space now that, you know, we're not going to have that wooded backboard anymore. I'm not currently in my office space because there's a lot of stuff we're trying to, I guess, kind of, sort of start moving out. In a way, there are some things that we've already moved out of storage from our attic, but we haven't necessarily, like, packed anything up yet because I don't know why we haven't, but lots of moving parts, lots of moving things happening. So anyways, but please let me know in the comments, what is something that I can help you with, especially during this time where we can talk and we can chat, and something that, you know, this is sort of like a sneak peek of what you would see in my memberships, like what my members get from me when we have, like, one-on-one meetings or when we do group mentor meetings, is like opportunities for you to come in and say, hey, you know, I want to see X, Y, and Z or whatever. And for me, you know, to answer those questions for you. So to dig right in, as we're still waiting for more people to come in. And I mean, you know, the first few lives, there may not be a lot of people. There may not be a lot of people that know that, hey, I'm going live. So, but one thing I want to talk about is sort of like an update with ALLSCHOOL. And it's really funny because when I first started with ALLSCHOOL, I was considered a founding teacher, and I had gotten all the inside scoop early on, like how the program was going to run, how they were going to do X, Y, and Z. You know, like I was in the know, and, like, pretty much new information that I found out about from ALLSCHOOL, I pretty much did a video on and edited and put it up. And that way you guys had that information pretty much right away about ALLSCHOOL. So that way you were also in the know as well. And the fact of the matter is, like, even though ALLSCHOOL's, they officially started in November, so almost, you know, a year and a half out of ALLSCHOOL officially starting, you know, it's getting to a point now that, like, I don't really get all the information like I used to anymore. And it's so sad. It is so very sad. Oh, hi, SE Studios. Sorry, I just now saw the, I'm so sorry. I just saw that comment. Okay, but I'm not getting ALLSCHOOL information anymore. Like, I don't get the weekly emails anymore. I don't get the updates. I constantly keep trying logging into Ding Talk, and they keep saying, like, there's an issue. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, changing my password or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, sure, I'll change my password. But then there would be an error to try to change my password to get into Ding Talk. So then I'm like, and I mean, and I've tried on many different occasions to log in, and it just would not allow me to. And I just kind of thought, like, okay, I can't log into Ding Talk. What am I going to do? You know? So I haven't really been getting any updates from the ALLSCHOOL team. And I know that a lot of you have heard from my previous videos that Um, I only stay with ALLSCHOOL because of the support team. And in case you are not aware, ALLSCHOOL support, um, how do I put this nicely? I don't want to be like a jerk about it when I say this, but they're definitely, it's not what it was in the beginning, where it seemed like, there was support all the way, no matter what time you taught. They were quick. They really listened to us. They listened to our responses, and they took our thoughts into consideration. And now it's like they have office hours that are not even viable during times that we would most likely be teaching on the platform, or we would get like generic messages if we were in trouble, or we didn't get any response, for that matter. And it would be really, really disappointing, or that's how it would feel like, because like I really wanted to stay with ALLSCHOOL like for a really long time, and maybe even eventually try to find a way to like work like with the company itself, like especially in terms of like when they were trying to do like the pre-made content, that it was sort of like VIP Kid, where you just roll out of bed and taught, like me being like a curriculum writer. But like now it just seems like anything I do like online teaching wise with them just looks really bleak, and like no communication with them whatsoever. They haven't reached out even by email for my help or my support. Because I mean, there have been a couple of things that they're like, hey, can you do this or can you do this? And it was like they were wanting it during times that like, because it was when I had started my part-time job that I had to pick up because inflation's yucky. That I was just like, no, I don't really have the time anymore, unfortunately. I'm sorry. So, like, I just wonder if, like, because I had said no to a couple of things, like boundaries of being like, I just don't want to burn myself out, that they were just like, oh, well, teacher Kelsey just doesn't really care anymore, and that's not really true. It's just, I don't know, like, the fact that the support team has been just a little lackluster lately, has kind of really irked me a bit. And I mean, like, and it's not even really so much like the rates, rising up, and that ALLSCHOOL. Oh, hi! I loved when you did Chrome Music Lab stuff. I still do Chrome Music Lab stuff. I still do Chrome Music Lab stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? Like, I still want to do that as well. So, like, I haven't forgotten that either, which I talked about in my Instagram live, that the last tutorial I did was like the Bluey tutorial that was literally on my birthday. And then it was like 2 days after my birthday, that's when my husband and I decided to talk about, hey, let's sell and buy our house. So I have not forgotten about Chrome Music Lab. I haven't forgotten about that. You gotta understand, like, especially for my younger viewers that are like, oh, Chrome Music Lab tutorials. Like, buying and selling a house is a very, very, very big grown-up responsibility that takes a lot of your time, a lot of your effort, and many, many naps to recover from all the craziness, essentially. So be gracious, be patient. Obviously, send out your request because, this oldie may not be 100% sure what songs are trending or what you may like. Because I'm also trying to, like, not be on TikTok as much. I know that sounds really bad, but, like, sometimes with those types of platforms, I don't choose to be proactive with that. I choose to just be, like, lazy and just scroll. And that's not productive. So that's why I usually like the YouTube content format, because it's, it's more formal, and it's it's somehow working more in my favor than even reels or shorts on here. But anyways, back to ALLSCHOOL. Sorry about that. But like, since ALLSCHOOL should try doing some ear sketch stuff. What is ear sketch? That shows my age. I have this commenter. You see the comment again? From Clumsy Stargazer. I'm not sure what earth sketch stuff is. I'm not really sure what that is. I'll have, when I'm not selling and buying a house, I'll have to do some research on that. So anyways, as I said about ALLSCHOOL, since they have raised like the takeaway rates for teaching classes, so there's, now it's like, let's see, you can make music. Oh, it's another program. Oh, okay. Sounds like, okay, so Clumsy Stargazer said for ear sketch, you can make music with it. It's how a lot of music artists make music. Oh, okay. So, now here's the thing. Crow Music Lab, it's something that music teachers can use in the classroom, though. That's why I like to do a lot of the tutorials on there, because your teachers are able to find those tutorials, like if they need to find something for you to do, like if a sub is there, they can find my videos. I wonder if ear sketch is something that schools will allow you to use, because if it's not like an approved source for like your teachers to use, it probably would be the reason why your teacher doesn't like use it in like their curriculum or anything like that, if it's not like approved under the curriculum that they have to teach under. But I'll definitely look into it. Like, seriously, I'll really will look into ear sketch. I didn't realize it was a program. I think it was the way that you had kind of worded it. It made it sound like it was a song, which again kind of shows my age. But you know what? There's a lot of wisdom with this age. I'm trying to get back into ALLSCHOOL. Okay, so just because ALLSCHOOL raised 20% of their takeaway rate, like that shouldn't be. I know for some of you teachers, it raises a lot of concerns like, I loved it when they only took 10% and now they're taking 20 and that makes me really, really mad. And I'm over here thinking like, so, when I was still with VIP Kid and I was discovering ALLSCHOOL, we heard 30% and we just kind of learned to deal with that. And I mean, I'm not saying you should be a pansy about it or anything like that. Like, obviously, you want to keep more of your earnings as much as possible. Like, I get that. I guess because I had also taught on ALLSCHOOL and it had always been 30%, no matter what. Like, I guess I was just never really fazed by that. And, even though, like, yes, I'm a founding teacher, I'm going to always have 15% takeaway no matter what. Like I was trying to mention before, what am I chirping about now? I'm doing a coffee and chat. So ask any questions that you want. I'm kind of going on a rant about ALLSCHOOL at the moment. And then we had another viewer come in and share with me about a new music program that I could do alongside with Crow Music Lab. It's just this crazy transitional season in my life because I'm selling this house here and buying a new one. So it's kind of like a weird transitional season for me. So that's what I'm chirping about. Thanks for asking. So that's what I'm chirping about. And it's going to happen every Thursday here at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So where I'm going to be chirping away. And like I said, if you have any questions or you just want to chat, let me know. All right. So it's going to be chirping every week Yes, Kitty the big whale. Yes. Hello. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here listening to me chirping. So, if you got any questions, okay, let me know, because the big thing about my coffee and chats is that I want to know what you want to see from me in the future, because like I said, I'm taking a sabbatical from a lot of different things at the moment, because we're selling and buying a house at this current moment, that once I do get into my new home and we're settled, we're settled in with that, what does this channel here look like for all of us, like for all of you subscribers? Like, when you see me on here, what is it something that you want to see from me? Like, what's something that you're like, yes, this is why I stay with Kelsey, is because she offers X, Y, and Z. Like, so feel free to share that with me in the comments, because, like I said, this will give me some reflecting time to kind of realize, like, what kind of direction do I want to go with this channel? And, do I want to stay with online teaching, even though, it's a little bit of a weird season for me in terms of online teaching, and kind of slowly transitioning out to maybe doing some more UGC content creating sort of thing. Like, in my computer, what do I teach again? So for online teaching, I teach like Montessori style lessons, because before I went into online teaching, I was a brick and mortar Montessori trained teacher. So early childhood. You're new? No, that's okay. No worries. I'm glad, Kitty the big whale, I'm so glad that you asked, because, this is where, like, these coffee and chats are really good, because, like, this is how we get to connect, and how I get to learn about the people that follow me on my channel and, like, are curious about what I have to offer. Because, like, as of right now, there's over 1,800 of you subscribed to my channel, and, I may only know, like, maybe 30 of you or something along those lines. Not a whole lot. I just literally saw a squirrel. Like, I had a serious ADHD moment right there, because there's this squirrel perched up on the fence. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, so I do Montessori lessons, but then I also do Chrome Music Lab tutorials. I have done Chrome Music Lab clubs on ALLSCHOOL, and I've done space clubs on ALLSCHOOL. But then on here on this channel, like, I help online teachers out, like, growing their online teaching success and status. And then I also do Chrome Music Lab tutorials, because one of the things that I went to college for before I went into Montessori teacher training was I went to college for music education. And I was going to college to be a music teacher. And so I've had over 15 years of experience playing the clarinet. And then also in my time of in college, I have an array of different experiences with playing other instruments. I took horn, like French horn lessons for a year. I had to take piano classes for 2 years. I took voice lessons for 2 years as well. Even though, like, my primary instrument in music education was clarinet, like, I also did, like, vocal add-ons. So I did voice lessons, I did chorale, I did concert choir, I did all sorts of other vocal vocal classes in college. So that's where all of my musical training kind of comes from, is from me originally wanting to be a music teacher. Didn't quite work out. And then I discovered Montessori education. I was like, oh my goodness, I really, really love this. So, like, I have the best of both worlds and those sort of things. And I love sharing that with all of you. But at the same time, I'm also, like, discovering what UGC content looks like, and, like, content creating, and trying to do, like, like, react videos, and, like, Am I the butthole? Like Reddit threads, like reading, like something along the lines of like, am I the bad teacher? You know, which is sort of like a really, really bad spinoff of like Miss Rogers, am I the bad apple? And I mean, all due respect to Miss Rogers for sure, because like I don't want to take away anything that she's doing there. Like, I'm just spewing out ideas right now. But yeah, like that's a little bit about me. So, Kitty the big whale, I hope that is helpful, or any of you tuning in. There's like 4 of you now, so say hello. If you haven't said hello in the comments yet, like I said, this is Coffee and Chat. Ask me any questions. I had been kind of going back and forth on different topics, but I was trying to stay on the topic of ALLSCHOOL and kind of like my thoughts about it, about the support and how a little lackluster it's kind of been, and how that kind of makes me a little sad, because as I mentioned in a lot of my ALLSCHOOL videos, like the whole reason I stayed, well, I mean, I guess I am still with ALLSCHOOL, because I mean, like, once you're in, like, once you're in ALLSCHOOL, like, it takes a lot to, like, not, like, just for them to be like, bye-bye, get out. You know, it's kind of like the same with OutSchool. Can you teach me how to access the dark web without being tracked? You're not a good one. I don't know how to react to that. And the fact of the matter is, I am an Enneagram 1, or, well, I go back and forth between Enneagram 1 and Enneagram 6. And the Enneagram 1 in me is screaming, no, 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 no dark web. We're not going to do that. That is a no space. We're not going to do that. And I don't know any information. I don't know a whole lot about the dark web. So that is not something that I'm going to teach. I'm sorry. That is not something I will entertain the idea on. Just because, I mean, for one, I don't really know a lot of information about it, because like you go look for someone like on their YouTube video because they're knowledgeable about a certain thing. You know, so I don't really know a lot about that. And 2, like, it just, my Enneagram 1 is just screaming like, nope. We're all about good. We're not gonna head to the dark side. We're gonna stay, where all the good is. That's me. So, sorry. We're not gonna entertain that idea, unfortunately. So, I mean, but hey, if you want me to write a song on Chrome Music Lab, something that's popular on TikTok, or maybe just something from a popular artist, or the ear sketch thing, like, I'm really gonna have to do some research on ear sketch. That sounds interesting. One day I will figure it out and no one will stop me. Okay, well, you do you on that. Right, whatever makes you happy. So, anyways, I'm trying to stay back on topic with ALLSCHOOL. So, if you are watching this right now and you are currently an ALLSCHOOL teacher, what are your thoughts about ALLSCHOOL, like, right now? Because I know a lot of you, like, look to my videos for a lot of online teaching tips and ALLSCHOOL teaching tips. And, the fact that it just seems like, I mean, it really has been quiet on my end, because I haven't been getting any of the emails. I haven't been, no one has contacted me from the ALLSCHOOL team and has been like, hey, like, can you help us with this? Or we're revealing X, Y, and Z. Like, I I feel like I'm in the pool with you guys in like what's happening with All School. I just feel so out of the loop, and it breaks my heart, you know, because it was a platform that I was really really excited about. And I mean, and I'm not saying that you should quit All School, um, because I mean, who knows? Maybe they're under construction on something big and can actually help online teachers. I mean, because ideally, All School's supposed to be um the it's supposed to be like the competitor to OutSchool. Um, but you know, it's still fairly new, so I don't know. But at the same time, I don't want to discourage you because of, you know, just weirdness happening on the platform. I don't want to discourage you from that. It's just a weird seasonal time in my life. I mean, especially right now with selling and buying a house. It's a lot. So I got another Crow Music Lab follower. They said, "Hey, I followed your It's Corn video and I loved it." Ah, thank you. It's like one of my most popular videos uh on my channel. So thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you liked that video. That was, yeah, Nor the Ohio meme. What does that mean? Oh well, you know, like these names are fascinating on here. So, you know, I appreciate all of you coming on and listening. It seems like a lot of you that have been asking the questions have been in relation to Crow Music Lab tutorials, which, you know, the reason why I haven't done a tutorial in a while is, like I said, I'm doing a really, really big grown-up thing. Haha, I know my friends call me Door because of Open the Door guy, and he was, oh, that was a meme? You know, as a millennial, I should know all these memes, right? Well, I know what I'm going to be doing after we get off of this live. I'm going to try to figure out the meme. um Maybe I have known it, but I just didn't know the name of it. It's how I am with like basically every song ever made. Haha, please do. Oh no, no. I'm gonna make sure I like text my husband and tell him like, hey, someone mentioned this meme. Do you know exactly what he's talking about? So, like, that's how like me and my husband basically got together. was 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 okay. Did I refer to you as a guy? I'm sorry if I did. I'm just like spewing out things right now. I didn't mean to offend. I'm sorry. Um but like that's how me and my husband met, was memes basically. um Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Crow Music Lab. A lot of you ask a lot of interesting questions and a lot of thoughts. But I want to try to be as productive as possible with this. So the last time I had done a Crow Music Lab tutorial was the Bluey tutorial, and that was actually on my birthday that video went live. And then it was like 2 days later, as I was trying to share before, my husband and I decided to do a very, very grown-up decision to sell this current house and be in the process of buying a new one. And again, it's a very, very big, grown-up, complicated, complex thing. Like, even for an adult like myself, sometimes my realtor will say something. What is Crow Music Lab? Yeah, so that is a great question. Chrome, good job on thinking it out. What does that mean? Okay. What is Chrome Music Lab though? Chrome Music Lab is a program on, on the house. Thank you. Nor the Ohio meme. Yes, thank you. So it's very, very, very big process. That's why I'm kind of on like a sabbatical for a lot of stuff right now. It's a very, very busy, stressful process. Chrome Music Lab is a program on Google. When you just log into Google, or you just open Google, who logs into Google? Okay. You open Google and you type in Chrome Music Lab, and it's a music program. And there's all sorts of other different features that you can use on Chrome Music Lab, like where you can explore some scales, you can explore some percussion, and you can explore like other musical pieces. But ideally, what people like in terms of my Chrome Music Lab tutorials is that they love using the Songmaker feature. And Songmaker is essentially where it's colored squares, and you set the tempo, you set the key, and you can put in like different kinds of percussion beats and different musical instruments, but you can write music with it. And a lot of times people like to use that Songmaker feature on Chrome Music Lab to write cover songs on there. So that's what a lot of my tutorials on my channel are about, is like just writing cover songs and using popular songs. Let's say it's Corn or Bluey or Into the Thick of It, or, you know, there are a couple of other tutorials that I've done that were literally like just for me. Like, I don't care if you don't like to do that. They were for me. So, can you try Bloody Mary by Lady Gaga? I can most certainly try. Bloody Mary. I love Lady Gaga. Okay, like I mean, I wouldn't say I'm obsessed, but I definitely have mad respect for her, because she is like she is musically trained. Like, I know, and a lot of artists, they use a lot of like auto-tune and, you know, that sort of thing. But like, no, but she's like classically trained. Like, I believed at one point she went to Juilliard. Like, I mean, she is incredibly gifted, an incredibly gifted musician. And anyone who is truly an incredibly gifted musician has mad respect in my book. And yeah, she is. No, definitely. Yes. That's why I have mad respect for her. She like, and I don't know, I don't mean to sound like a music snob, because of where it's like, well, I went to a music college and I played classical music. You know, like at this point, like, I mean, yeah, it's cool that I played Beethoven. It's cool that I played, oh shoot, Holst. It's cool that I played Holst. It's cool that I played Granger. It's cool that I've done, you know, oh my gosh. It's cool that I've done all that stuff and played some really complex pieces that were beautiful and fun. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, but at this point, you know, all those skills that I've learned from my classical music training have been beneficial for me in writing songs for you guys on Chrome Music Lab. So, obviously, I have to know how to play all those beautiful lyrical things from classical pieces to know how to write all the fun stuff for you guys. So, it just comes easy for me. So, yeah, hopefully that I had my father calling me. I'm so sorry. I may have to put this at an end. It's actually my dad's birthday today, which some of you maybe knew, but like, thank you so much for working hard for us. Aw, yeah, it's my pleasure. Yeah, I know. I love it. Aw, I will. I will, yeah. So it's my dad's birthday. And for some of you that don't know, almost like a year and a half ago, it was a really hard time. He got really, really, really sick. Like so sick we didn't think he was going to have any other birthdays sick. Yeah. As you can guess, in that time period of like when that would be happening, like what was going on in that time. Yeah, it was related to that. So I'm not going to get pinged for what it actually is. I'm not going to risk that here. But yeah, if you've been around for the past few years, you know what's happened in this world. And for like almost 3 years ago, you know, put 2 and 2 together. But thankful he's still here. Thankful that we're able to celebrate his birthday today. It makes me really happy to say that he's lived another year for his birthday. So makes me really happy because I know his last birthday he was still in the hospital at that time. So, but then this year he's got, you know, another birthday. And so, so we're really glad that he's celebrating another birthday. And, after this, I'm going to have to call him, and because I tried to call him early before the live and he didn't answer. So I was like, okay, well, maybe he's just busy, you know, or maybe he's taking a nap, you know, whatever. So I'm going to call him after this, but yeah, I hope that answers questions for Crow Music Lab. If you had, so I know Bloody Mary was a suggestion. Ear sketch, I apparently need to discover what that's all about and see if maybe other music teachers use it, or maybe do research on why they may not use it, or if they're even allowed to use it. You know, that could be another thing. You know, some teachers, they may not be allowed to use certain programs because it doesn't fall under like the state or the county's curriculum. So, you know, if teachers are telling you, well, we can't really do this or we can't do that, like, it's not because they're over here being like, ah, boo, you suck. You know, they're not trying to do that. A lot of the times it's because a lot of them are having to follow a script, or they're having to follow a certain way of teaching things, because if they don't, that gets them in trouble, and they don't want to get in trouble because that means their job, their livelihood. So, you know, don't take it personal on your teachers. Okay, give them grace. Understand, you know, that a lot of the rules, a lot of the expectations that they give you, it's not really on them. It's, you know, I mean, yes, teachers want to make sure that you are good people and the long haul. You know, absolutely. Like we want our students to end up being good people. Ultimately, most of all, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a janitor, you know, or if you work at a fast food restaurant, whatever. Like we just want you to turn out to be good people at the end of the day. That's all we care about. But, you know, like they do care about that, but there's also standards that they have to follow. So maybe that's why your teacher may not be using ear sketch, or maybe why they are not using certain things, because it's one of those things like they have to follow a certain thing or they could be fired. And that's a huge no-no in grown-up world. You don't really want to be fired from things, because it can look bad on you, you know, and it can look bad on someone who, you know, you may be looking for another job and it's like, oh, well, why'd you get fired? You know, like you'll have to answer that and be like, well, so like, that's why teachers are not trying to be mean. They really do have the best interests in you. And that is the teacher in me talking. Let's see. I saw another comment. I agree. I'm in 6th grade. Oh, okay. So, and not a lot of people know that. Oh, about teachers. Yes. Well, you know, not that we necessarily expect you to know that. I mean, when I was in 6th grade, I most definitely did not know that, like, the reason why I couldn't chew gum in class, or why we had to wear things a certain way, or why we had to stand in a line, was because it was basically the teacher's expectations to be like, hey, your kids need to be set in line. They need to be doing this or this or this, or you're not a good teacher. Like, I didn't know that was like lingering like above their heads. Like, because when you're a kid, you don't really think about those sort of things. You just don't. Or at least I didn't. But like, you know, if a lot of you understand that and you haven't even graduated from high school yet, like, kudos to you. Like, this is where, like, you know, your generation, you know, could learn a lot and can help raise future generations to kind of like respect everyone and be kind to everyone. And like, I love that. I love that so much. So, you know, it's, yeah. So I know there's only several of you still on here. But if you're watching the replay and you still have questions, let me know. Or if you are a Chrome Music Lab follower of mine and you want to hear other suggestions for tutorials, let me know. Because like I said, I probably won't be able to do a tutorial again until I'm in my new place. So, because the office space right now, it's like sub-hazardous, kind of, sort of. I don't really know how to explain it because we had crazy windstorms on like a week ago, and like a tree almost fell over on my neighbor's yard, and there's still a hover round supporting the tree that if the hover round was gone, the tree would fall on the neighbor's house, basically. So, yeah. But I mean, at this point, I think it's okay. But like, oh, have a good time with your dad. Well, I wish I could see my dad. We're actually about 3 hours apart. But I can call him, see how he's doing. So I am out of state. Me and my dad live in different states. So I most definitely will give him a call, maybe FaceTime him and wish him happy birthday. So, yeah. But, you know, for those of you that came in and interacted, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to keep doing this every week. So, and I would have to say, we're going to do this every Thursday on here. So if you're watching the replay and you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot you were going to do lives at this time. Like, we're going to do it again next week. But then on Mondays on my Instagram, which is under the same title, Teaching Online with Kelsey, I'm going to go live on there Mondays at the same time. So 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on there. So whichever one or both, you know, either way. So we're going to be doing this until things start getting settled. Or if you like this, let me know, because then that means I'm going to have to do something a little different in terms of what we do on the lives, instead of me just like talking all the time. Like, I don't know, maybe like gaming. I'm not a gamer though. Like, the only games I'll play are like Mario Kart and like Mario Party. That's it. Like, my husband is the gamer of the family. Like, I just stick with the classics. But I mean, that may not be what I'll do. Maybe it will be, you know, writing songs, or we explore something, or, you know, whatever that may look like. Let me know. Let me know what you like to see. But I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Like I said, if you got, I should try Roblox. You know, maybe I should. Maybe I should try Roblox. I was not a big fan of Minecraft. My husband tried to get me into Minecraft, and I just couldn't. But I don't know. Maybe Roblox is different. I don't know. I haven't explored it. But if it seems like you guys are still into that, yeah. I'll totally look into that. So, but we're going to do this again next Thursday. I hope you will tune in then. So, thanks so much for tuning in. All right, and y'all have a good night. All right. Bye.